One of the most fascinating legends connected to the Vatican is a story that continues to attract attention today. The idea that hidden inside a secret room, there is a time machine capable of showing the past. Some even claim that photographs from the time of Jesus Christ have been displayed as evidence. Let's take a closer look at this intriguing story and discover whether the Vatican's supposed time machine, better known as the Chronovisor, actually exists. Father Pellegrino Ernetti, a Benedictine monk, was the person who made this story famous in 1972. Ernetti was not only a man of faith, but also a scholar of ancient music and an amateur physicist, which gave his claims an appearance of credibility among a public fascinated by the technology of that era. In 1972, the world was introduced to what some describe as the greatest invention in human history, a machine capable of photographing and recording sounds from the past. Ernetti claimed that the device was not a time machine in the sense of physically traveling through time, but rather a receiver. According to his theory, the sound and light waves created by living beings are not destroyed. Instead, they are transformed and remain floating through space-time. The Chronovisor would supposedly function as a type of tuner capable of recovering this residual energy from the past. The machine was allegedly created by Ernetti based on principles of classical physics. According to this idea, energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. Using this concept as a foundation, Ernetti supposedly built a device capable of capturing energy from the past and converting it into images or sounds. The device was said to be able to access sound and light waves that had remained recorded in space, allowing historical events to be reconstructed. Along with this claim, several photographs were released, including some that supposedly showed the face of Jesus Christ while he was with his disciples, as well as other important events from history. The news spread around the world. The possibility of a machine capable of observing history without physically traveling through time was extremely shocking, especially because some believed it could represent definitive proof of the existence of Jesus Christ. However, the story quickly began to attract criticism. Different scientists questioned Ernetti's claims, pointing out that they lacked a clear scientific foundation. He was asked to explain in detail how the machine worked, but he never provided concrete answers. Despite this, thousands of people continue believing in the existence of the Chronovisor because of the photographs presented as evidence. Over time, these images were also discredited. Researchers discovered that some of them came from paintings and artistic works, causing the credibility of the story to begin disappearing. This was the moment when the Chronovisor lost many supporters, and the idea emerged that it could simply have been an attempt by the Vatican to reinforce the historical existence of Jesus through a fabricated story. Some conspiracy enthusiasts have even suggested that Ernetti worked alongside brilliant minds in physics, such as Enrico Fermi or Werner von Braun. However, there is no documentary or scientific evidence connecting these scientists to a project of this nature, making this claim an addition that appeared later to give the story more credibility. It is said that, during his final years, Ernetti sent a letter to Luigi Borello, one of his strongest critics. In this letter, he supposedly claimed that everything he had said was true, that the time machine existed, and that the photographs and recordings were also real. However, after Ernetti's death, a family member claimed to have heard that the entire story had been invented. But the story of the Chronovisor did not end there. After his death, new rumors began to appear. Some claimed that the Vatican had hidden the time machine and only used it internally. According to these theories, the Vatican had discovered information about the era of Jesus that it did not want to reveal to the rest of the world, and only a small number of people had access to that knowledge. Another legend claimed that anyone who attempted to record the past would be excommunicated by the church. Even though decades have passed since this story first appeared, many people still believe that the machine is hidden somewhere inside the Vatican and that everything Ernetti said could have been true. Today, we still do not know with certainty how possible time travel could be. Although some scientists have proposed theories about manipulating time through advanced technology, there is currently no scientific proof that traveling into the past is possible. But even if humanity eventually developed technology capable of time travel, that would not automatically prove the existence of the Chronovisor. In this case, although the story remains one of the most fascinating legends connected to the Vatican, there is no solid evidence supporting the existence of the Chronovisor. The only supposed evidence consisted of photographs that were later discredited. Some people believe those images were real and that they were intentionally removed or dismissed, but even if they were authentic, that alone would not prove that the machine exists. First, the existence of the device itself would need to be demonstrated, and only afterward could it be connected to those photographs. Beyond the statements of a priest, there are no blueprints, verifiable technical explanations, clear equations, or physical evidence of what the Chronovisor supposedly was. Beyond the myth, most modern researchers, including many experts in church history, conclude that the Chronovisor was either an invention or a misunderstanding created by Ernetti. There are even testimonies from people close to the priest who claim that, after his death, he admitted the story had been fabricated. The most logical conclusion is that until verifiable evidence appears proving that the Chronovisor exists and that it can truly record events from the past, the most reasonable position is to consider it a legend. Even so, the possibility that this supposed device remains hidden somewhere in the Vatican will continue to fascinate people, but we cannot claim that it exists without evidence to prove it.